Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Daily English. I'm Anna.
And I'm Alex. Today, we have an exciting episode lined up for you. We're going to explore 25 essential phrases that are commonly used in everyday conversations here in the United States. These phrases will not only help you communicate more effectively, but also make you sound more like a native speaker.
That's right. We'll break down each phrase, explain its meaning, and give you some examples so you can see how to use them in real-life situations. Let's get started. First up, we have the phrase, "How's it going?" This is a friendly, casual way to ask someone how they are. It's perfect for conversations with friends, family, or coworkers.
For example, when you meet a friend at a cafe, you might say, "Hey, how's it going?" A typical response could be, "I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?" This phrase is great for starting conversations.
Next, we have, "What's up?" This is another casual way to greet someone. It's often used informally among friends.
If you run into a neighbor, saying, "What's up?" can lead to a friendly chat about the day. You might follow up with something like, "Not much, just enjoying the weather." This keeps the conversation light and engaging.
Moving on, we have, "I'm just chillin'." You can use this phrase when you're taking it easy, maybe watching a movie or relaxing at home.
If someone asks what you're doing on a Saturday afternoon, you might say, "I'm just chilling at home." It implies you're not doing anything too stressful, just relaxing.
Now, let's talk about "let's grab a bite." This phrase means to go out for a quick meal. It's a casual invitation.
If you're feeling hungry at work, you might say to a coworker, "Want to grab a bite at the cafe?" It's a simple way to suggest lunch without making it a big deal.
Next, we have, "I need to take a break." This is a phrase you can use to express that you need some time to rest, especially after working hard.
If you've been studying or working for a long time, you might say, "I need to take a break. My brain is tired." It's important to recognize when you need some downtime.
Another useful phrase is, "Can you give me a hand?" This is a polite way to ask for help.
If you're moving furniture and need assistance, you could say, "Can you give me a hand with this couch?" It's a friendly way to invite someone to help you out.
Now, let's discuss "I'm running late." This phrase is essential when you're behind schedule and want to inform someone.
Absolutely. If you're supposed to meet a friend at 3 p.m., but you're still at home, texting them, "I'm running late, I'll be there in 20 minutes, keeps them informed and shows consideration.
Next up, we have "that sounds great." This is a positive response when someone suggests something you like.
If a friend invites you to a concert, you might respond, "That sounds great. I'd love to go." This shows your enthusiasm and encourages more conversation.
Another phrase that's really handy is "I'm on it." This means you're taking care of something immediately.
For example, if your boss asks you to send a report, you can say, "I'm on it." This reassures them that you will handle the task promptly.
Now let's talk about "let's play it by ear." Use this phrase when you're not sure about plans and want to keep things open-ended.
If your friend asks what time to meet tomorrow and you're unsure, you might say, "Let's play it by ear. I'll text you in the morning." It allows for flexibility in your plans.
Next, we have, "I have no idea." This is a straightforward way to express that you don't know something.
If someone asks about a recent event and you're not sure, you could say, "I have no idea what happened." It's perfectly fine to admit uncertainty.
Now let's move on to, "it's not a big deal." This phrase is useful to downplay a situation and make someone feel at ease.
For instance, if a friend apologizes for being late, you might say, "It's not a big deal. We just started chatting." This helps ease any tension.
Another great phrase is "take it easy." It's a way to tell someone to relax, especially if they are stressed.
If a friend is worried about an upcoming exam, you could say, "Hey, take it easy. You've prepared well." It's a supportive way to encourage someone.
Next, we have "I'm feeling under the weather." This phrase means you're not feeling well.
If you need to skip a meeting because you're sick, you could say, "I'm feeling under the weather today." It conveys your condition without going into detail.
Now let's discuss "let's call it a day." This phrase indicates you're ready to stop working for the day.
After a long work session, you might suggest, let's call it a day and finish this tomorrow. It's a nice way to wrap things up.
Another phrase to remember is, I'm all ears. This shows you're ready to listen attentively.
If a friend says they have something important to share, you could respond, I'm all ears. What's up? It invites them to share their thoughts.
Next we have, what do you have in mind? This asks someone for their ideas or suggestions.
If you're planning a trip, you might say, what do you have in mind for our adventure? It shows you're open to their input.
Now let's talk about I'm beat. This means you are very tired after a long day.
After a tough day at work, you might say, I'm beat. I need a rest. It's a common way to express exhaustion.
Next we have, let's hit the road. This phrase means it's time to leave or start a journey.
If you're ready to go on a trip, you might say, let's hit the road before traffic starts. It indicates readiness to begin.
Now let's discuss I'm swamped. This is a phrase to express that you're overwhelmed with work.
If a colleague asks you for help and you're busy, you might say, sorry, I'm swamped right now. It shows you have too much going on.
Another encouraging phrase is hang in there. This is a way to support someone who is struggling.
If a friend is feeling stressed about work, you might say, hang in there, you'll get through this. It's a motivational phrase that offers support.
Next we have let's get down to business. This means it's time to start working seriously.
In a meeting, you might say, let's get down to business and discuss our goals. It sets a productive tone.
Now let's talk about I don't want to throw you under the bus. This means you don't want to blame someone else.
If a project goes wrong because of a team mistake, you might say, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but we need to address this together. It reflects teamwork.
We're almost there. The phrase, it's a no-brainer, indicates that a decision is very easy to make.
If someone asks you if you want pizza for dinner, you might say, of course, it's a no-brainer. It makes your preference clear.
Finally, we have that's the last straw. Use this phrase when you've had enough of a situation.
If your computer crashes again after a long day, you might say, that's the last straw. I need a new one. It expresses frustration and the need for change.
And that wraps up our 25 essential phrases for today's episode. We hope you found them helpful.
Each phrase is a valuable addition to your everyday vocabulary. Make sure to practice using them in conversations.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends.
See you next time on Speak Daily English. Keep practicing and take care.
Speak Daily English. Real English every day.